Hey guys, welcome to Paul Bart's Garage. In this video, I'm going to try to explain to you what to do. Let's get this down, I don't get copyrighted. If you get in your car and your radio, and this is a 2013 Dodge Challenger, by the way, and I'm not sure if this applies to a 15 and up, because 15 and up everything changed. So this will be like from 2008, 2009 all the way up to 2014. I can attest to that. If you're having a radio problem where your factory radio, which will look like this big chunk of thing right here, and looks like this, and your plug-ins look like this, which this will be the one that'll unplug, and then this one, and there won't be anything in this one. And then there's your antenna wire, and there's your I think that I can't remember the program that comes with the radio, because I didn't ever use it. Anyway, that's not really important. But anyway, this is what your factory radio is going to look like. And what's going to happen is your volume is going to shut down about every 3 seconds for 3 seconds, and then come back on. But the radio stays on, the power stays on, and you can't move the volume knob up or down at all while it's in that loop. And it's just aggravating, because you have 3 seconds of music and then 3 seconds of silence, and it's aggravating. And I took it to Sound and Performance in Foley, Alabama, and a guy just sat in here and watched it, and he asked me if it had a factory amp in it, and I told him I wasn't sure, and he said if it does, it's going to be located under this panel down here, which I'm pointing at it. You have to take all this off, which is not that hard. Or you can just take a flashlight and look up under there, and when you look up under your dash, you're going to see it sitting in there like this. You're going to see this, and that's the amp. And it's got 4 bolts that hold it on a bracket under there. I ended up taking everything down and ordered a new one. Make sure you get that top number where the P is. I don't know if that stands for part number or what, but that's what it is. That 050643553AR. Make sure you get that number, because there's several different amps for these cars, and it will not work for your application if you don't get that right number. And so I went and bought one off eBay and installed it, still doing the same thing. So this wasn't the problem. And so excuse me. Second thing I did was I thought, well, it's got to be the radio. So I went and bought this Kenwood off eBay, and it comes with a installation kit, harness, and the bracket that you'll need to mount that stereo, this Kenwood in there. That's what it looks like after it's mounted. And it's basically a plug and play harness that comes with it. But something you need to really know is if you have a factory amp installed in your car, you will need this part right here. I'm fixing to show you. You'll need one of these, and that's so that you can run the factory amp. And it wires in and plugs into a little like this little box right here. It's got Stinger written on it, and it allows you to run your factory amp. Now if you're don't have a factory amp, then you don't have to worry about it. You just buy the radio with most of them. These people that sell on eBay will sell a whole harness kit and the brackets you need for this to mount up in your factory holes. And but make sure you get this if you've got an amp in your vehicle. This is what you'll need. Mine's a 2013, and this is what it called for. If you see up the top, it says Selective Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and it's got the part number. And then on the side here, it tells you what it's for, and it says Factory Installed Amplified Audio System. If that applies for you. But anyway, this is one of the things I had to buy, because when I ordered this kit, it came with a harness that I couldn't use because I had a factory amp. Sorry for me coughing so much. His air is blowing down my throat and driving me nuts. Does it every time I get in here. But anyway, another thing you need to know. All right, see these back here on the back of the steering wheel? A lot of you probably know it's got these cars. It has a you can operate, turn your radio on, off, volume up and down, all that stuff. And if you have that and you want to use the steering wheel features, for the radio, there is another harness that you have to buy that's extra. And a lot of these websites don't tell you that until after you order this kit and you pay for that full amount, which I paid $291 for this radio and that harness and the install brackets that came with the kit. But if you look all the way down, scroll all the way down on that ad down at the bottom, it says not included for a factory amp harness. I had to pay $79 extra for that. And then you scroll on down for the harness that you'll need to add to where your steering wheel features will work. It was like $49. So if you want all that, you need to make sure that you read the fine print and order everything. And it was a plug and play. All I did was just coat the wires, and you know, you just take a pry tool. Like I had some plastic pry tools I got at Harbor Freight. I'll show you an example, maybe if I can dig one out of my door here. I thought I had some. I have already put them up, but no, here's one. Some of the kits come with blue pry tools like this. You just take it, stick it up in here and pop it out, and then you just unplug these plug-ins that come down here on the bottom here into your air conditioner, and then this whole facing will come out. Just be careful with it. And then there's 4 bolts holding the radio in. You just take them out, pull the radio back, pull the radio out, unplug the plugs, and then just you can build your harness before you ever plug it into the factory harness. You don't cut any of your factory harness wires. Do not cut those wires. You use that the piece that this that plugs into the radio that goes to the factory harness. That's what you're getting in these boxes, and you'll build it, and then you just plug it into the factory harness that goes to everything, all the speakers, the amp, and everything, and it should work. What I did is I test fitted everything. It comes with I bought a install kit, one of these at Walmart. You don't have to, but I did, and you can buy them online. I could have bought one with this radio, but I bought this cheaper. This was $16 at Walmart. The one they want is $20-something, and I used those plastic wire tabs you see there on the box, and I just kind of retrofitted it and wired everything up to see if it was going to work. And once I realized it was going to work, I took those tabs off. And you can use them if you want to, you know, if that's how you feel comfortable. But I had a heat gun and shrink wrap stuff, and I tied the wires together and shrink wrapped it and made it look good. But anyway, again, here's what you're going to need if you're going to run your factory amp. I actually did not buy this on eBay. I bought this at AutoZone. It was $43 versus the one that they were trying to sell me on eBay for $79. So save myself some money there. And then that's the part number for the Kenwood I got. And it didn't come with a remote. I mean, you can buy a remote. I mean, it's like they sell you a base kit, and then you end up spending $200 or $300 extra buying all this other crap. But sometimes it's just better to buy off eBay. But anyway, that's all the problems I went through with this. Like I said, if you have a volume problem with your volume intermittently cutting off and stuff, it's not going to be your amp, it's going to be your radio. And those, from what I understand from everybody I've talked to that works in the radio industry, a lot of these Dodges 2014 and below are coming in with that problem. It's not the amp, it's the radio. And so I replaced it. It works good. I would turn it on and let you hear it, but I'll get copyrighted because, you know, I'll be playing music